Hey everyone, I'm Shashank and I've been building an building Eastore on Filecoin, which aims to be a chain agnostic on-chain data onboarding platform for Filecoin. And by chain agnostic, I mean from any chain you can put data on Filecoin. And by on-chain, mean that everything happens on a smart contract through transaction. You would see what I mean. Yeah. So on overview, it's like a Google Drive type solution where you can come and get a UX which is sort of same, like no other friction other than like having a wallet on a Google Drive account, and you can directly store on Filecoin and verify everything happening on chain. So yeah, so let's see the problems that eStore aims to solve. First of all, usually like small files that you have like daily JPEGs or PDF, people tend to store more on centralized services like Google Drive, and a reason for that is as well like you want to share with your colleagues and collaborate on them. And there is no good like decentralized like Web3 solution available for that, which is what eStore aims to be. And then the other thing comes on cost. So the storing on Filecoin is way cheaper than traditional storing services on centralized platforms. So that is also a plus point that comes with eStore. And there are now Filecoin things like in Filecoin deals are non-perpetual, but usually when you store on Google, right, they do not say you like you can store only for 6 months or 3 years as such as that. Privacy. So since everything is happening on chain, anyone can go and see like, okay, this person posted this CID, and then can go and ask the miner to retrieve him that file. So how do we ensure like if a person wants a privacy centric solution where their file cannot be accessed by anyone else and still they are able to collaborate among each other? How do we ensure that? So that is the thing that eStore tends to tackle. So currently there are no on-chain solutions available. There are various solutions that are built on Filecoin which provide you service that you give them your file and they would be storing that to the Filecoin and giving you the CID or deal ID, whatever you can say. But there is no like end-to-end on-chain flow that exists where you do not have to trust any intermediary so as to store your files on Filecoin. And lastly, it's storage on Filecoin. At the end, you have to pay gas on Filecoin or you have to use Filecoin so as to pay the storage provider. So that also comes as a bottleneck. So these are the problems that exist which eStore aims to solve. So how does eStore solves these problems? So first important feature is the Onramp contract that was developed by Philo's team, and I worked on that to improve few things there. What Onramp contracts? What are the features of Onramp contracts? First of all, it allows you to store from any chain, like basically Optimism, Ethereum, Arbitrum, from any chain on to Filecoin through a smart contract flow. So basically what we do is we use Acceler so as to do the cross-chain call, etc. I would be showing the demo as well. So this allows people from other markets who want to use Filecoin as a decentralized storage solution for whole Web3. So this allows them to get an easy solution. Just call a transaction and your file would be there and everything would be verified. Second comes with a verifiable aggregator backend. So yeah, aggregation is also a problem. So you would be having like 2 MB file, 1 MB file, but Filecoin sectors are of 32 GB. So how do we ensure that your file is what is getting stored on the miner? So this is also solved with the Onramp flow. How it is solved is like SP or whoever is aggregating your files would post back the POTSI proofs back to the smart contract, and that POTSI proof is a proof that verifies that your 1 MB file has been included in that 32 GB sector. So this is also a huge problem. So if we want to make a trustless flow, we have to run that function every time for every file so as to ensure that your file is also being included in the parent deal that is getting made on Filecoin. Third thing that Onramp contracts enable is a runner marketplace. Basically, anyone can run that backend. Any storage provider can run that backend, or anyone else can also collaborate with storage provider to run that backend. So it creates a marketplace. So whoever provides the cheapest solution would be going to win, because client would tend to go to that person more, or whoever provides the solution which is nearest to him so as to get better latency, etc. So this basically creates a marketplace for storage providers. Now users also have a choice. So whenever a storage provider provider comes and register to Eastore, so he would have to state like where he from where he's based, of how much he would be charging per GB per year for the files and all those parameters. So as a client, when I'm coming to store files on Filecoin, I can see, okay, these are the storage provider and these are the things that they are providing, and I can choose among them in whom I want to store what. Last thing, like since it is a chain agnostic platform, I can also choose a chain from which I want to store. So if anyone wants to store from Matic or anyone wants to store from Ethereum, they don't have to have a Filecoin token so as to do that. So these are the features that Onramp Contract provides. Second thing that comes is, other thing that comes is privacy. So Eastore is looking forward to provide retrieval directly from the miner. And what this brings to the table is like, we would be fetching it through Lassie or any other protocol. Anyone else can also go and see like, okay, this transaction was run by this account, this was his CID, and through that CID, anyone can go and retrieve your file. And this is not a good thing. So we have to come up with a solution which ensures like your file is being accessed by only by the people whom you have authorized, not like anyone on the like Filecoin network. So this is the problem which comes as we go on to store on Filecoin, and this is being solved. We are thinking of solving it with the client-side encryption. So there are a lot of encryption that exist as of now. There are few issues with that. First is like usually in centralized platform, they tend to store your keys so as to provide that encryption. So although they provide you like they have a whole privacy policy, but they can see your file. What they guarantee, like they would not be sharing it with anyone else. What I want to do is a client-side encryption. By this, what I mean is like your wallet is your password. So all of your files would be encrypted from your wallet, and as soon the file that I would be getting would not be the actual file, it would be the encrypted file. So the file is never leaving your system. It is getting encrypted by your wallet signature on your system and then coming to me. So there is no way, and even if anyone is able to retrieve that encrypted file, he would not be able to see your original content. And no password manager. So another way of encryption that goes on in centralized places is like they give you a password. So now what we want is like every file to be encrypted in a unique way, and also you do not have to put like store like tens and thousands of passwords for every file. So that is where also wallets come into picture. So wallet is your identity, and that is how all files gets encrypted. Next thing that we are looking forward to do is enabling file sharing. So with wallet encryption, what I mean, you cannot share your private key with anyone else. So we have to come up with a solution which enables you to share files with your friends, etc., and only the people with whom you have shared are able to access your files. Yeah. So this was the demo that I showed yesterday as well. So just a quick overview. So this is a landing page for Eastore. Anyone can come. So this is all happening on Optimism. So this was the storage provider flow. Any storage provider can come and register the stable coin in which he wants payment, his price in which he wants payment. He can put his location, would he be providing retrieval or not, his on-chain miner ID on Filecoin. And then he would be approving some token to the Eastore smart contract. What this would ensure is like he's guaranteeing that your file would be retrievable and your deal would be maintained. If not, this slash that he's putting into the contract would be slashed and given, stake would be slashed and given to the people who made this deal or whose files were on that deal. So this ensures like that miner goes on to provide retrieval and goes on to maintain the deal. If not, he would lose a ton of money, which would be going back to the client who made the deal with him. So now, so once the miner gets registered, this is how the client flow works. So this is similar to Drive. You can come, just put any file that you want to store, and then you would get an option to choose with which miner you want to store the file. So you can choose a lot of things as we would be integrating them, like for how long you want to store with a miner. You can choose different miners for different files. You would be having filters for like for which miner, like you want to choose the nearest miner or cheapest miner, all those things. Now, once you click on like make deal or store file, you would be charged some amount of token, and this is calculated on the basis of like file size you have and the price that miner is stated. So that amount of token were approved to the contract, and now a transaction is signed. Now a miner would be running this backend. What this backend allows is like this is listening to the events of Eastore smart contracts, and as soon as you like initiated that transaction, it would listen to the events. It would log the files that you have put in, like all the data, like CID, the download link, etc. Now what they would do is like they would be aggregating this file on a 32 GB sector, generating the POTSI proofs and posting them back to the smart contract, which would be verifying it. And along with the POTSI proof, they would also post a wallet in which they want, so the tokens that were approved by the client would be going back to the miner on those addresses that he would be posting back along with the POTSI proof for each file. So this is like how he posts back. So this ensures that your file is being included in the deal, and that and also states the address in which miner would be taking that stablecoin payments. Now once the deal is live, so this all is happening now on Filecoin. So every the flow that I showed you before can happen on any chain. So I showed it on Optimism. Miner listened to the events, he made deal on Filecoin. So deal can be made on Filecoin. Once the deal is live, anyone can go to the Explorer and check that the deal is live. And as soon as deal goes live on Filecoin, how do we get that data back to our parent chain? So this is what Acceler does. So what Acceler does, as soon as deal is made, an actor callbacks goes back to the contract stating that your file has been included, like the deal is live now on Filecoin network. And as soon as that actor call goes, there is a cross-chain transaction that runs from Filecoin to Optimism. Anyone cannot run this transaction. This would only run when actor calls back, which is like on-chain Filecoin flow. So as soon as deal is made, this cross-chain transaction goes, and once this transaction is successfully executed, it posts back like, okay, the deal is made to the parent chain where all the flow was happening. And as soon as this gets verified, miner can come and claim his like price that miner that user gave. So this is whole flow that we are looking forward to include many other features on this. And so this ensures an end-to-end flow for storing your files, and once this gets executed, now comes the SLAs for like, is the miner providing the retrieval or not, etc. So those are the next things. So yeah, the same flow that I stated, the whole client-side flow, user signs. So first of all, miner has to come and register along with the stake. Then user can choose the file. User have to sign a transaction, and the file metadata goes on chain. Miner posts back the POTSI proof along with the address. He will keep listening to the files so as to aggregate them and keep making deals regularly. And runner takes the file to store. He has there are many things that can be integrated. Like even if someone puts file and there is a certain time stamp until which miner is not able to initiate the deal, it would go to the another miner who would be going to initiate that deal. And once the deal is made, market actor verifies that deal is made, and amounts get to the storage provider. Now this was a cross-chain flow that happens that can happen on any chain. I want to put a light on a Filecoin native flow, because this makes the flow more trustless, because currently there is no way to give stable coin payments directly to the miner actor in an on-chain way. So what Filecoin native, if we implement a Filecoin native L1 flow, what this would ensure us is we would not be dependent on the miner coming back and posting an address so as to get the payment. Since from the actor calls we can get that, okay, this deal has been made with this F0 address, we can directly transfer Filecoin on chain with smart contract function. We have not to be miner would not have to come and claim those payments. So as currently stablecoin payments are not allowed, implemented in a trustless manner on L1. So Filecoin native flow comes with additional features, because we can directly deliver the funds of those deals directly to the miner, and miner doesn't have to go through any friction of coming back and posting an address to get the tokens, or going and getting that payment. So, and it also gives us more control over actor API. So there is no cross-chain call. It becomes a lot cheaper, and we can directly query the actor call so as to directly check whether the deal is live or not. So all those features comes with Filecoin native flow, and with time these features would go on to be implemented on cross-chain applications as well. Yeah. So now, yeah, so this is whole how Eastore works. The left miner SP and client flow I have already explained, that is the same. Now let's come to those SLA mechanism. How do we implement that? So in short term, what we are looking forward to do is there would be two checks. One would be the retrievability check, and other would be the deal check, whether the sector is being maintained by the storage provider or not. And that is easy to check, whether if the deal is dropped, we can directly query query, put a read-only call to the actor and check whether the sector has been dropped or not. If dropped, miner would be slashed directly and the payment would go to the people who made the deal. The problem comes with the retrievability. How do we check whether a file is retrievable to the end user or not? So there are various ways to do that. One is like using an oracle. So basically an oracle would go on and check whether that file is retrievable or not. Once someone sees, okay, this is not retrievable, he would post a challenge to the smart contract. The oracle would go and check whether the file is retrievable or not. If it is, he would try to download the file. If the CID doesn't match, he would post back, okay, it is retrievable or not. If not, miner gets slashed and that payment goes back to the user who made the deal. Also, there is an alternate flow with station. So station, what station is doing, like it is automatically doing this retrievability check randomly. What we want is we want to, as soon as a user sees like my file is not retrievable, he can come and post a challenge, and then we would go to the station to check whether, okay, this file is retrievable or not. And if not, then slash the miner and give a section of payment to the station and part of the payment, part of the slash to the user. So this is how the post deal like SLAs are being maintained on Eastore. Yeah, now a few basic things, like even if we are able to execute what I have said, there are few like UX challenges that come. For example, like having a transaction every time you want to store a file on chain, not so good. Like there are ways to tackle that. So these, what I'm saying, like these are also the problem that we would be seeing forward to handle. Now the second thing comes deal renewal. So what since everything is happening automatically, you can choose between 6 months to 3.5 years so as to store your files, and how to enable deal renewability easily. Like as soon as your deal is going to expire, you should easily be able to see, okay, these are the files for which deals are going to be expired in like a month or 2 months, so I should renew it. And there should be just one click option, like you click it once and the deal renewability happens or keep happening automatically. So this is also a UX challenge that comes with Filecoin. Third thing, SLA handling, like I taught, how to ensure whether the retrievability is providing, how is the latency of that retrievability, etc. Also, like the last thing, like you would have seen, like whenever you go to get a ticket to go to some place, or you want to book the hotel, there are a lot of options. And that is also not always good. Like if a person is able to see, okay, there are a lot of SPs that are providing a lot of features. So it takes time for a client who is not interested in all this, who just wants to come and store the file. So providing that option, just like Amazon provided like one-click buy option, one-click store option. You can just come and put the files and directly click on make deal. All things happens on the store side. We choose the best miner for you so as to store the file. If not, we choose the other miner. So these are the things also that we are looking forward to do. And last and the most important thing, how do we ensure whether this whole flow is trustless? And our best way to do that is open sourcing everything. So all the flow that I showed, like the backend that is being run, that would be open source, so anyone can go and run that backend. Other thing comes like, I want to ensure if the Eastore's front end goes down, no data is lost and nothing breaks. So what we would be doing is this happens like, because everything is happening on a smart contract, that smart contract is going nowhere. Anyone can go and interact with the verified smart contract anytime. And we would also be making a CLI where you can, if you do not trust Eastore with your data, you can just run that CLI locally, and you would be able to interact with our smart contract. You would be able to retrieve file, you would be able to store files. So everything is like transparent. There is nothing that only Eastore does or no one else can do. We just are providing a good UX, like where you can just easily, a drive-like UX where you can just come and easily store your files. And the last thing comes like built on Eastore. Like there are many applications that can be built on this logic, like whether the miner is maintaining that retrieval or not, allowing like these deep-in companies so as to store data and build a marketplace around that. Okay, if you are storing that data and that is being used on the model. So all those things can be done, and for that, like if we are able to provide an Eastore SDK, that would be great. People can integrate that to their application, build anything around that. Yeah. So the open source, we would be looking forward to open source most of our logic, and that is how we ensure like everyone is able to get benefited from that. Yeah. So yeah, that was all. Thank you. Yeah.